In our book, Let That Shit Go, we talk about the mind having two parts. So bear with me, this is a little outside of the box. So the one part of the mind that we are constantly leaning into, we refer to as the chatty mind. Okay, this is the mind that is thinking these 60,000 thoughts a day, and it's like a toddler. It's just running out of control. We don't even know the next thought we're gonna think. That's how little control we have over our minds. So that is the chatty mind. And what we need to do is we need to lean into the other part of our mind, which we all have, and this is called the observing mind. The observing mind just observes what the chatty mind is doing. It is like a witness to the chatty mind. It doesn't try to solve for what you're thinking about. It doesn't question what you're thinking about. It doesn't judge you for thinking the thought. It just says, okay, Nina, you're supposed to be sitting in this meeting, but you're worried about the next meeting. And it brings it back. And you can do this over and over again, possibly hundreds of times a day, when you notice the mind wandering off and you notice it and you bring it back. And I had a mentor say to me once you get into the fifth or sixth thought about something, that's when you really start going down the rabbit hole. A banana at the grocery store can lead to, oh my gosh, I never brought my grandma banana bread when she was sick. You know, the mind has a really funny way of just latching on and pulling us down, unfortunately. Sometimes the mind can be our best friend, sometimes it can be our worst enemy. So we need to lean into the former, and we can do that by observing the mind. And this creates some distance between us and our mind, because when we struggle with anxiety or some depressive thoughts, we think we are our thoughts. But we're so much more than our thoughts. As I said, I learned in the ashram, we are true happiness and bliss. And so if we really can go back to that, and know, this is kind of a cheesy example, but if you think of the ocean, it's like we are the depths of that ocean, and our thoughts are just like waves on the top coming from us. You know, sometimes they're tsunami-like, sometimes they're little and bubbly, but they then eventually merge back into us. But they are not us. So creating some space between us and our thoughts, and that awareness muscle, is the first step. That is half the battle. If you can just be aware of your mind, then you can do something about it. We have a saying in the book, you can't let shit go unless you bring shit to surface. And that's what awareness does.